Hello, we're back. I just did a Louis Vuitton Nano. No, it's a mini speedy.
Will you behave?
It's a mini speedy review. You probably would have gone up from this before this, so obviously by the title you clicked on this because this is a Louis Vuitton Pochette review. I am Bethany. Austin's behind the camera. We like to have a short, casual conversation about the product shown in the video. He doesn't interrupt me. I don't interrupt him. It's just sort of like a back and forth banter. That is a disclaimer before you view this video. We have a luxury resale shop in Shepton Mallet, Somerset. The UK is currently in a lockdown, so we're on YouTube. This bag, so we review personal products, we do personal hauls, personal trips, whatever, but we also review bags that come into the store that are for sale. Bags, shoes, clothing, anything that is of a luxury nature that we think you might want to see. This one is a Louis Vuitton Pochette. So, it's gorgeous, firstly. Can we just get a hell yeah to how gorgeous it is? I wanted to keep it, can't keep everything, apparently.
No. They can't.
This one has sold. It's gone.
It sold within minutes as well, didn't it?
Less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. I didn't even get to do a video before it sold.
We're literally going to post it today. We're shipping it out today.
If you're interested in our products, then please follow us on Instagram. bsarchive lifestyle. It's a link down below. Also our website, which we'll be doing a massive drop on shortly. But today I wanted to talk about the Louis Vuitton Pochette. As I was just saying in my mini speedy review, a really simple way. Just before we start, if you're looking at sizing the bags and someone hasn't mentioned the sizing, because it's not something I always do, if I'm trying to get it up for you, I don't necessarily do all the measurements straight away.
As a quick thing.
A really quick thing, a simple thing, doesn't always apply to every bag, but count the LVs. So this is 3 LVs across on the canvas. Obviously this trick applies to the monogrammed canvas.
Yep.
And see, for example, the Speedy there is 2. The Speedy there is 2. So you can see it's like 2/3. You've got an extra LV on this bad boy. If you're looking at your bags at home, say for example, you have, like, you want to know the difference between a PMGM really quickly, then it's generally an LV away.
Yep. Because sometimes people don't put in the description, or if you're buying or something, whatever, you know.
Quick one as well before I really get into it is this is obviously the monogram canvas. The body of this bag is a coated canvas. It is not leather like people think it is. It maybe look like it, but it's not leather. It's not leather. It is coated canvas. You can see it has like a little grained effect. It's very nice, and obviously patterned on top. Someone taught me a real the head of leather training. No. The head of leather sourcing at Mulberry, who picks all the leather, goes to Italy, picks all the leather for Mulberry bags, said that he knows the guy, someone who works at Louis Vuitton. It's a long-winded story that I'm trying to make short, but he was saying something really interesting about the LV monogram canvas, that they change really subtle things about it, like every so often, for the counterfeit market. So if you're sending them in to them to be refurbished,
they instantly know.
They can instantly tell. Anyway, this is an authentication video.
We're just letting you know that that's not what we're doing here today.
So we got the gold brass classic hardware of the LV. You got the classic attachment of the strap, which can easily be taken off and put in the bag and used as a clutch. For my ladies out there and my gentlemen that use the toiletry bags as clutches, buy Pochette. Take the strap off. Clutch. Much
cheaper.
It's not even much cheaper. It's just that
it is though. It's like half the price.
They got like and I think it's a nicer, easier like. Let's go.
It's like a big pouch, isn't it, really?
Anyway, so you've got your classic, it's unzipped at the moment, you've got your classic attachment there, and on the other side you've got the LV sip, which is iconic basically now. The leather on these bags is called
Pochette,
because I can't say it and I never can. This one is obviously honeyed, which is a natural quality of the leather on LV bags. Yep. They do start off a lot paler, and they will darken over time with the oil in your hands, sunlight, dirt, everything.
Do you know one thing? I was redoing the more kind of Louis Vuitton videos as well.
Yeah.
You look like when I start talking, you look like you raise your eyes. Is there a problem here?
I know what he's going to say, and then I'm like, oh god.
No, I was actually going to. No, you spot on with what you said. But what I was actually thinking was, a couple of times, I think when people mention the oils in the skin and all that kind of stuff, which
Yeah.
obviously does definitely do it, you notice handles go quicker, the certain points you touch. I would say though is the sunlight. I don't think people understand how much sunlight changes it.
Yeah.
A good example, you got Speedy 25 you mentioned previously.
Yeah.
And you've probably worn this bag or taken this and handled this bag like twice in the last 4 or 5 years. This is almost honey just from being in the dressing room.
We have to turn
And it's not in direct sunlight either, really.
We have to turn it because I had a luggage tag on it, and where it was on the handle, it was making a mark on the handle. Anyway, yes, so you've got your classic LV Louis Vuitton Paris stamped into the end. Obviously, this bag, which I will talk about in a minute, is an older version of the bag. Inside is just your classic brown canvas inner.
Yep.
Can we see that?
Yeah, you can.
It's really unexciting.
It's the same as what you get in a Speedy or something, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got your serial code on a little chunk of leather on the side, if that floats your boat, if you're a serial number kind of girl, man.
You can obviously date it, etc. from that.
Yes. So this bag, very excitingly, is a 2001.
The receipts with it, yeah.
We have the paperwork. Pochette, which is really cool. So inflation, they're about £600 now. This one sold for 300 for anyone's wanting to reference how much used ones go for, but because they're unavailable currently on the website of Louis Vuitton, people do like to hike the price up of their pre-owned ones. So if you're willing to shop around or go for an older, not model because they're the same, but an older
a pre-owned piece, yeah.
Then you can get like good reductions. Obviously, this sold very quickly. They're very popular and they're very much in demand. Hence why I wanted to keep it. It came with obviously the earlier dust bag, which for reference, if anyone wants to see, has the LV centered onto the brown dust bag. I'm so glad they changed these because honestly, this color is quite repulsive.
Do you know what? I love it.
I know, but
Genuinely,
it's just,
I love
it makes me think of like old, like, you know those blankets you get on holiday in like a 2-star hotel?
Yeah, and I do know what you mean.
Your skin.
I always say as well, do you know, I think that's the last of the proper, what I'd call dust bags. Yeah. As in, it feels like a duster, as opposed to new dust bags, which are like harsher, more cotton-esque. Yeah.
And then you've got the original box, which is always a really beautiful thing to see. If I could keep the box, but I sold it with it. It's just a lovely thing to see. This one was bought in Paris, no? Or was it bought in, no, it was bought in London?
I think it was in London. I'm not sure. The receipt's inside.
But it was bought on Halloween, which I think is absolutely...
October 31st, which is really cool.
Just G status by that person.
We were talking in a previous video about gifting, and I think for someone to get a pochette for Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing. Also, another thing to reference just before I go away is that the sides are piped, and as you know from me mentioning piping more than I should probably, it is, on this example, the canvas is wrapped around the piping.
Okay.
Is there really thin piping?
Yeah, you can.
And I think actually on this, for this example, that would be more hard wearing.
For sure.
But when they're leathered, that is a pressure point for damage because how tight they wrap the leather around that piece of plastic inside. So please do watch that when you're putting it on the floor, etc. This isn't really
Don't put it on the floor.
You're not going to put this on the floor, really.
No.
But I think it's just so cute, and I'm really sad that it's not going to me. But my time will come, Pochette. My time will come. But I'm so glad this is going to. It's going to, and I hope that she enjoys it and loves it and takes lots of pictures in it. And
mainly because you're not having it.
Yeah. The only other thing I would reference on this bag is the handle that comes with it is so thin that it scares the heebers out of me.
And you know the strange? I don't think I've ever seen, apart from like ones which look like they've been dragged through a hedge, I don't think I've ever seen them snap. So that's got to be a really serious piece of leather.
Yeah, no, I've seen cracks and stuff in others, but that's pretty solid.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just lovely, and I'm hanging it on my finger, and I just want to keep it so much. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a quick review of a pochette. They're a very simple bag. There's nothing hugely technical in terms of like, oh, this one has a padlock and da-da-da-da-da-da. The only other thing I would reference is the canvas all along the side and underneath. They've like cut out the symbols of as
the LVs,
so
yeah, which is amazing.
Really, it's so uniform and beautiful. And another thing as well with the Speedies in comparison is they use one piece of canvas and wrap it all the way around. That's why you get an upside down LV on one side and a normal one on the other. This is obviously two pieces. Sorry, this is obviously two pieces because the LV is always the same way up.
And the piece run right through the middle then.
Oh, it's just so lovely. And the woman, obviously, who sold this to us has kept it really nicely. If you can compare it against my, like, card holder, just the amount of wear is probably, like, this is more than this, and I've had this 4 years, and this is
couldn't agree more.
This is like 20 years old now.
I think that the person who has had that has looked after it, even though it's like slightly darker than Pochette. It's been worn, so you can see it's been worn, but it's been looked after so lovely.
Yeah.
The brass hardware, even there's some marking and so on, but it's just a lovely condition bag for the age. I mean, this is what, 20 years now. 20
years.
You know.
Yes. So this is the Louis Vuitton Pochette. Just a quick one for you on this one before it gets shipped to its new owner
today.